Hello, and welcome to the Marketer's Corner for everyone listening in today. I'm Marilou Barsam, online marketing consultant for MSDynamicsWorld.com, and I'm excited to help launch the first of a series of conversational podcasts. These will be held with various marketers from the Dynamics community who will be sharing their tried and true practices and tips for more effective marketing. To kick off our series, we are pleased to have Mary Miller from KwikTag by enChoice, formerly known as ImageTag, join us today. Hi, Mary.
Hi, Marilou. Great to be part of your conversation today. Thanks for inviting me.
Oh, of course. So, could you start off, Mary, by describing exactly what you do at enChoice related to the Dynamics community? I think the audience would be really interested.
Yeah, absolutely. So, in my role at KwikTag, which is the software division of enChoice, we manage the marketing and the channel relationships. So, all of our messaging, everything from our website, emails, events, social media, all of the correspondence, supporting collateral, anything the sales team basically asks for to help sell and promote and get the word out about our products and services is what my team is responsible for from the marketing side. And then on the channel management, the channel relationship side is we really go to market in the Dynamics space with the Dynamics partner community. So all of our promotions and webcasts and deliverables are really repurposed with our partners so that they can help us take that message to their customers. We educate them, we train them, we sell through them so that our partners are really our best advocates in the field. So the Dynamics partner community is really a strong member of the KwikTag family as well. And the channel responsibilities on my team are what really supports that. So both marketing and channel.
Yeah, it sounds like you're pretty busy over there.
We have a lot of fun. Yeah.
Good for you. Well, you had mentioned to me at one point, related to everything that you have to do, that you've been having some great results with what you called your coffee break web chats. Could you tell the audience what those are all about?
Yeah. So when, a lot of companies know the traditional format of webinars and webcasts whereby you get everybody to register for, typically a 45-minute to an hour kind of time block on their calendar to get educated about a product or a topic or a specific demonstration. And what we found was that our numbers were kind of declining and or sort of stagnant with that format. So we decided to break up that topic into pieces and call them more coffee break web chats. So we try to do it's a short webcast. It's like 15 to 20 minutes and sure we still have to get people to register, but it's a much more bite-sized piece of time that they're willing to take out of their day and sign up for where they can get just a snippet here and a snippet there on a specific topic. And so sometimes we even do it in a series where I might say, okay, I'm going to educate you on the costs and the benefits and the value of integrated document management with Dynamics, let's just say, by way
Hmm.
of example. And then the first one, I might talk about just some specific fundamentals of document management. And then the next one, I might talk about some examples and, use cases and show product, maybe a snippet of a demo. And then the third one might be more use cases and customer success stories so that the topic can kind of be broken up into pieces and people can get them in short amounts of time.
Yeah, and also what stands out to me is that by breaking them up topically like that, you're probably appealing to your potential buyers at different stages of their buy cycle. Would you say that's correct?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It kind of gives them the pieces that they need at the various decision points that they are.
Mm-hmm.
And then they can invite like other people to, maybe session 2 or session 3 and go, "Hey, for those other people that are involved in this decision, that third one about customer use cases and the benefits that they get, that might be really helpful. So I'm going to invite, maybe my upper level executive team to join that or at least share the recording with them maybe." So it certainly opens up that conversation.
Sure, it sounds great. So, related to attendance numbers and also the amount of time that you actually see your registrants staying on board, Can you share with the audience what kind of difference it's made?
Hmm. Yeah, we're actually getting a higher number of registrations. Now, most online events, as we all know, tend to have that 30 to 40% drop off from a attendance versus registration. So, if I
Mm-hmm.
have 20 people register, I'm probably still only going to get 12, maybe 15 people on the call. But that's okay. Everybody's busy, even for a 15-minute conversation. So we are seeing more people register. We still have that same attendance sort of percentage. But what we are finding then is the word will spread and people will come back and sign up for that second or third one. And then the quality of attendee, to your point about staying through the whole thing, it's not hard to stay through for 15 or 20 minutes. And what people really want to be a part of when they know it's a short kind of message being delivered is they know then they're going to have time to hear the Q&A. So, we try to stick to 15 minutes of content delivery, and then if people do have questions, we kind of use that last 5 minutes for Q&A, and people stick around pretty much the whole time.
And do you find that they're as active or more active in asking questions because of that?
I do. Yeah, the last couple that we've done, we had, a couple questions at the end. I didn't even need to use seed questions. It was amazing.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody will appreciate hearing that.
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay, so maybe you could also share, related to your best practices with the audience, what comes next after you've had these different attendees
mhm,
basically listen into these?
mhm.
Do they reach out to you at Image Tag, especially if they're late stage, or do you need to nurture them along, and how so?
Mhm. So some of both. If they're at a point where they're ready in their buying cycle to say this was kind of the last piece of information that I needed to put into that puzzle, then we will have some people literally raise their hand within an hour after one of these sessions. And so they'll call in or email into our business development team, which we usually on our closing slide, we have, a link to our site and or a specific mention of the email that they should reach out to. And we do get some who immediately kind of raise their hand. And for everybody else, it's kind of a depending, like you're saying, where they are in their buying cycle or where they are in their education cycle. We're going to put
Mm-hmm.
them, yeah, into a nurture drip. We're certainly going to send them, the recording of the session, but then we're going to follow that up with, maybe a data sheet or a case study or some other video in kind of a 2 or 3 stage email nurture program. And then,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and then they'll also go into our business development funnel where, our person is really good about following up with on a timely basis with a combination of phone calls and emails in addition to the traditional marketing nurture program that goes along with that.
Okay, so you have your inside sales staff basically ready to respond to whoever shows interest based on these.
Correct. Mhm.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's a great tip to everybody. And then something else that occurs to me is you mentioned earlier that a lot of your focus is on educating and working with and marketing to your channel partners.
Mhm.
So, how do they get involved with this new kind of format, or have they seen a benefit from this kind of format in any way?
Mm. Yeah, we actually have also started doing a series of what we call, partners only sessions. And so what we do in that time is sometimes it's a little bit longer with partners because we want to give them more of an overview of, kind of where we are, where we're going. Sometimes it includes product roadmap updates. Sometimes it includes specific product, either demos, briefs, or highlights, that kind of thing. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and then as we close those out, we tell our partners what's coming from an educational standpoint, whether it's webinars or promos or whatever that are going to be focused for the end customer. And then we invite them, we say, hey, on this date, we're going to have one at this time. If you've got customers that are interested in that, certainly share this with them and invite them. Or if you want to see more specifically, what's going on with that product or that market segment or whatever, then we encourage our partners to attend as well. So they have kind of both avenues. We do try to tell them in advance because that's one thing we've learned, over the years with the partner community. They're just as busy as we are, if not more so. So they don't have a lot of time. So we try to give them as much of an overview in kind of one session as we can. And then,
Sure.
yeah, and then we give them the follow-up opportunity to say, if you want more, A, certainly invite your customers, and B, attend one of these other very topical brief sessions that are going to be highlighting a specific area that might be of interest.
Yeah, and to the audience, I mean, what I hear that's really great about this strategy that you're using at QuickTag is that whether it's to your end user directly or to the partner community, it seems that once you attract them into, especially what would be the beginning of a series, you've basically primed both audiences to stick with you and stay with you and continue consuming your content.
Right, right. Yeah, it's a great, kind of a string them along with one, two, three. And I don't mean that from a negative standpoint. Certainly, it's gosh, I got a little bit, now I want more. And
Hmm.
most people then, do want to come back to sessions 2 or sessions 3, and then again invite others where it makes sense because they're getting kind of the full story if they attend all of the sessions in a series.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And then the last question I have for you is, so having experimented with this, and it seems like you're having great success, basically now, how do you make a decision about whether to run a series of podcasts versus using a traditional webcast?
hmm Yeah, that's an interesting question because we actually still do both. And what usually happens is that when we have, let's say, a major release coming out, right? We still want to, in fact, we have one coming out next month that we're doing this for.
Right.
Um, we'll do still a full, what you would call the traditional webinar, traditional webcast to kind of get everybody on the same page for the first session. And then what we'll do is we'll break that up into pieces, sometimes even using some of the same material. Sometimes, of course, we have to re-record depending on the specific audience and pieces of content that we want to include. But we'll start with that kind of major kickoff, and then we'll break it up into pieces to do the different segments of the topic as the series in the shorter bite-sized web chat sessions.
Okay, so that becomes an entire content marketing strategy and a really efficient one from my point of view.
hmm
Sounds great, Mary. Really good stuff. Thank you so much for sharing all of this with our audience, and we'll be talking to you in the future.
Sounds good. Thanks, Marilou.